NC Pork, raising the bacon, raising the bar.
Our next guest led Washington State to bowl eligibility in 3 of the past 4 seasons. He was hired in December as the successor to our old friend Dave Clawson at Wake Forest. We get to call him the first-year head coach of the Demon Deacons, Jake Dickert. Coach, great to meet you. Thanks for joining us here on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Well, I just fired up to be here to represent Wake Forest football. And like you said, carry on the tradition, that Coach Clawson has set. And, like I said, it's going to be an amazing opportunity and excited for the season.
We want to separate fact from fiction right out of the gate. A part of your personal story is that you were at Wisconsin Stevens Point as a player, appendicitis, position change from wideout to quarterback. You thought of transferring. You decided to finish your career there. And somehow, as a byproduct of that, you met the woman who became the wife of your 3 children now in Winston-Salem. Is all that true, and what can you share beyond that?
Every one of those things you said is exactly true. I did in the middle of the football season my senior year. I'd have appendicitis. I like to tell the guys I was back playing 2 weeks later, right? So a little different type of toughness, right? But yeah, I met my wife there. She actually lived in the apartment just above us. We've been on an amazing journey. 17 years ago, I was a Division III graduate assistant. I was dang near painting the lines on the field. Wow. We've moved 11 times in 17 years while having 3 kids, coached at every level of college football, one of only 2 Power 4 head coaches to do so. Just really blessed and thankful for everything this game has given me.
Do we get to give you credit for it's Candace, right?
Yeah.
Did you kind of make sure you met Candace, or was it vice versa?
That's an interesting story. She had a boyfriend at the time, so I had to take care of that, and we accomplished that feat, and I think the rest is history.
Another family question. Your dad was a school superintendent. Is it a false jump to a conclusion that maybe he had a disciplinarian-type personality that led in part to you becoming a football coach?
Well, he made the climb. So he started off as a teacher coach. Then he was our principal. Imagine being a principal at your school. You don't get away with a whole lot. And then superintendent. The best thing that happened to me is my brother was 2 years older, and he did everything wrong, right? So he showed me what not to do, right? So I just followed the path of least resistance, and it led me to success. So my dad's never accepted anything average from us our whole life. He never let us win one time in any sport we were competing in. And just really appreciative of that from him.
You are among the younger head coaches that we've been meeting at many. I've been at a lot of these media events over many years now. Give us the quick description. Who should we be looking for running around in Winston-Salem? 2 boys and a girl, right?
Yes. My daughter Riley just turned 14. She's going to be a freshman at Reagan High School playing volleyball. And my boys Jet and Jace are 10 and 8 years old. They're playing for the Forsyth Broncos. We're excited to get that journey started. And, me and my wife have been married for 13 years. We've embraced Winston-Salem. Like I said, we've been all over the country. And to really have a place where we can settle down, set our roots down is really a blessing to us and our family, and excited about doing that for a long time.
Coach, I'm a Philadelphia, Pennsylvania transplant, but I've been in North Carolina for 30-plus years now. And I went through a cultural adjustment, like from accents, the way people spoke, to like little phrases, to even food was different, weather was different. How has that been for you? Because from basically born and raised in Wisconsin, all those coaching stops almost entirely out west. What comes to mind in terms of that cultural adjustment over these past, 8 months now?
Well, the first thing is the NFL starts at 1 p.m., right? That used to be 10. The food is different. I'm still searching for what my Carolina barbecue kind of sense is a little bit in this state. I love the heat and humidity.
You do.
People say I won't say that in August, but I will trade that any day for the cold and snow.
Interesting.
I've been in blizzards in Wyoming and North Dakota that have completely shut down the place. How many people have seen like 3 feet of snow and 6-foot snow drifts? So a little bit of heat and humidity, bring it on. I'm ready for it.
I love it. Another food thing. I have heard that you are the breakfast king of the Midwest. What goes into that?
I think I regret saying that a little bit, but it was one of my first jobs. Everyone in their lifetime should work at a restaurant. I've said that a million times. I worked my way from like busser to the front desk to being behind the scenes as a cook. Yeah, I mean, my pancakes, a little bit of blueberries in there. I can make eggs 17 different ways. Just really excited about that process. And I've carried on that tradition with my Blackstone now. So that's the way we like to do it.
Another interesting aspect of your culinary skills. I have heard that you marinate, is it burgers in Sprite?
Oh, man.
The soft drink?
All right, so
Is
here's
it a secret?
here's the backstory. Obviously, one of our players have told you
Yeah.
this. In Wisconsin, you marinate your burgers and brats in beer. Okay, that is staple 101, right? But when you have the guys over, you don't want to waste a couple cases of beer, so you just use a little bit of Sprite. You don't want to let your burgers dry out. No one wants to serve dry burgers, so I think it's a family trick, brings a little bit of sweetness to it, so that's how you hold it in the slow cooker.
I hope you'll take this next question the right way, because I was good friends with Jim Grobe, good friends with Dave Clausen. I think they'll both vouch for me, but this is a serious question. Why were you not scared of the Wake Forest job in a world where people hear that smaller private universities have a hard time winning consistently in football? And this is a factual statement. There's not a Wake coach in the last 70 years that finished his time with the Deacs with more wins than losses, despite lots of other success. So why, how much of that did you even know? And then why did you say that's the right place for me regardless?
I think when you look at our backstory, there's no question that we've been through the most adversity in the country, in college football history probably, than we went through at Washington State. And we thrived in it, right? And I give so much credit to those players and the people in the administration there to be able to progress. A lot of people want to talk about challenges and obstacles. I love opportunity. I think that's exactly what Wake Forest is. The stability of 3 coaches in 30 years was very attractive to me. You got to be able to give time to be able to build a program. There's going to be some ebbs and flows. But I think the investment, the alignment of the people, everybody I met was really on point. And I think you just got to be at a place that you really believe in. I believe in academics. I believe in creating, great future husbands, fathers, and future leaders. Like, it just aligned with Wake Forest's mission. And to be in this part of the country that you can load your roster up with tremendous talent and reload it through the portal because of all the universities that are around you, I think is a great opportunity. And the ACC is not slotted. It isn't, right? SMU's proved it. You find, develop, recruit, and execute on Saturdays, you can end up in that ACC championship game. We've done it in the past in 21. We're the only North Carolina program to win the ACC championship the last 40 years, right? So I think there's a lot of things that we can build upon.
That actually led to my next question. One of my favorite parts of your introductory letter to Wake Forest Deacon Nation was you said, hey, we're the best football program. We have 7 FBS teams in our state. In the state of North Carolina, and your quote was this century, essentially. So you just mentioned the ACC title. What else goes into that statement?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just the appreciation that we're not the little engine that could. We're not. We've done it. We've had success. And I think people need to hear that. Okay, yes, we're producing some of the best men in the country that graduate with this amazing degree and go on to do great things. We got 19 players that are starting their NFL journey this fall camp. We've done it at such a high level. And, the NIL has been challenging on a lot of different people. We now have a plan. We have the investment from our board of directors, our president, Susan Wente, our director of athletics, John Curry. There's a new energy. Wake Forest needs to embrace the change. And I believe our fans have done that. Our alumni that I've talked to have been extremely receptive about the new energy and the mantra of what we're doing going forward. So that energizes me every day. And like I said, I'm just a kid from small town Kohler, Wisconsin. I've had a lot of things stacked up against me in my life, and this is just an amazing opportunity for our program.
We might have to hit these rapid fire because you have a lot more stops in your car wash, so to speak. But explain the motto, built in the dark.
Well, I think it's a belief that true greatness is forged in unseen moments, right? I have this saying, like, the light is blinding, right? A lot of players love, the social media. They love the money. They love the NIL. But at the end of the day, we got to have people that really understand their purpose, believe in a truly tough process, and want to embrace life's adversity and challenges. And when you have 105 people in your organization that understand what it takes on a daily basis, you can create success. A lot of people in today's world are afraid of that because they want instant success, but this team lives and thrives in those uncomfortable moments. I'm excited about who we are and showing that to the world eventually August 29th.
I encourage folks to also check out Coach's BEST acronym and his trust acronym, but I think we have to let him go. The last thing for you is, what was Dave Clawson's input or advice to you that resonated with you as he kind of handed the baton, and he's still around there in Winston-Salem?
I think the biggest thing, I had an opportunity to talk to Coach Clawson for about 4 hours before I took this job. And the best part is, it wasn't, the school, it was coach to coach, it was man to man. Here's why I love it. Here's how we created success. Here are the challenges. It was one of the most open and honest conversations that I've had. Just really appreciative of him. He wants us to be successful. I think there's a lot of people that leave places and they they don't want to see it, succeed and keep growing and developing. Coach Clawson does. And I take that with a true sense of authenticity, and I'm really appreciative of him and can't wait to get him back around the program. He helped build this thing for, I believe, 11 years. Just to kind of honor him and continue to do it the right way, I think it's going to be really special.
His name is Jake Dickert. Thanks for your first visit here on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Absolutely. Go Deeks.